Hello everyone and welcome to Hats Off. I'm your host and split personality, D'Angelo Edwards. Okay, so I don't know what's going on, but at least in terms of animation, 2020 is starting off extremely strong. Maybe with the ever-looming threat of World War III, cartoon companies decided it was time to drop that good stuff. So normally, I would like to devote a bit more time to some of these topics, and I probably will at some point. But there is so much good stuff to cover that I gotta talk about all of it. I need you nerds to know how good we have it. So let's go over a bunch of the great shows that have already premiered in 2020. Let's start off with one of the best, Infinity Train Season 2. Now, I have a confession to make. When the pilot for Infinity Train dropped, it was my least favorite of the group. I was tired of story-driven shows and the constant hiatus that seemed to follow them. I just wanted to watch something without thinking. We can't all be awestruck Vox. I also thought the art style was kinda boring, but once it got a little style change and was announced to be a mini-series, I warmed up to it. And once it came out, yeah, that good stuff. And second season did not disappoint. The animation got even better and I really loved the new group this time. And the themes presented were stronger than ever. I could really relate to Jessie being a people pleaser, and MT trying to find out where she fits in the world. And Alan Dracula helped me come to terms with my own existence as an eldritch super being.
Hey boss, I got your coffee.
Yeah. I lose more interns that way. But Infinity Train is definitely worth the watch. It lives up to the legacy left over by Over the Garden Wall and Long Live the Royals? Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Moving on, let's talk about the Owl House. Disney has been hitting it out of the park lately, at least with their TV shows. Amphibia, DuckTales, Big City Greens, I've been loving what they've been bringing to the table. And the Owl House is no exception. It stars a young girl who feels lost in society, being transported to a very interesting looking magical world, and teaming up with some lovable scamps. The characters are instantly likable, with great animation and great voice work. The main character is a lovable weirdo, but it's done in a way that's really relatable, especially if you fall into the more nerdy part of the spectrum.
But I don't like any of that stuff. I like editing anime clips to music and reading fantasy books with convoluted backstories.
How dare you call me out like that? The world you get to explore seems dense and lived in. Some shows have the problem of feeling like the world didn't exist until the main character showed up, but you definitely get the feeling that a lot has been going on before the show even started. With tons of laughs and a pretty touching message, I have a feeling Owl House is going to be a fantastic show for the next few years. Alright, now let's take a break from American animation and visit our friends in the East. First, we have the surprise drop of a new season of Pucca, which technically came out the last day of 2019, but shut up for a second. If you grew up watching Jetix, you probably remember Pucca. Hyper girl with super strength chasing after her ninja crush. Might be a little problematic nowadays, but what can you do? Not really much to say about it, still the same cute show, but now it's in CGI. They kinda look like little figurines, and I think that's a pretty pleasing look. It's not an amazing show. It's really just something you put on for kids or maybe have on in the background. But it's cute, it's fun, and I can't wait for the Yin Yang Yo reboot. Come on guys, you brought back Pucca, I deserve a freebie. Also coming from China, we have Scissor 7, a fun little action show about an assassin trying to get his memories back. This show is great. It kinda reminds me of an Adult Swim show, but with really good animation. The action scenes are really fun, and while the characters are a bit lacking, I think that it'll really start to come into its own if you keep watching. It's also really funny, with some great comedic timing, though you may or may not like the dub. I really need to look more into Chinese animation. They've really dropped these surprise hits on us. Also, if you haven't seen Nezha, do yourself a favor and track it down. I recommend that, and I recommend Scissor 7. Okay, now let's talk about one that really impressed me. Keep Your Hands Off of Isaacin is one of the best animes I've seen in a long time. It's about 3 friends who team up as they take on the lengthy task of trying to create their own anime. I love stories like this. There was another anime that tackled this called Shirobaka, but that dealt more with the adult side of making media for the market. This is pure, relatable, I want to make something so I will fun. The main girls are some of the most refreshing anime characters I've seen in a while. They actually feel like real high school girls. And the show feels so big. It's set in high school, but the environment is so fun to be around. You can tell how the characters got the idea to make an anime about it. I know right now the market is flooded with isekai and moe, and while I like those things too, this anime feels like a classic in the making. A definite surprise, and one that I'm sure is going to be a huge success. Or maybe not, the world's unfair sometimes. Now there is a lot more to talk about. There's a Fast and the Furious cartoon, a new Deathstroke cartoon kinda just dropped silently, and the final season of BoJack Horseman is coming out. But I think I'm going to end this with a show that I knew was going to be amazing, and then it surpassed my expectations even more. Keepo and the Wonder Beast is a treasure. It has been so long since a Western cartoon has given me vibes like this. It kind of makes me realize that there are still people creating their passion projects out there, and Keepo reeks of passion. It's a simple story. A young girl gets separated from her family, and with the help of friends she meets along the way, she journeys to find them. Simple, right? But that's the beauty of it. They took this simple premise and made it into something truly special. The group of characters have a great chemistry, and watching them grow closer together as time goes on is food for the soul. The animation is fantastic, and this show has one of the best color palettes I've seen in a while, and when the action starts cranking up, you can really feel it. The soundtrack, my god, don't get me started on the soundtrack. And this is how you make a diverse show. Nothing feels forced. People are represented without it feeling like a company trying to win brownie points. It's great. I really don't want to say anymore, and I will definitely be revisiting it in the future. The only reason I didn't do a full video of it yet is because I don't want to binge it. I want it to last forever, and that's the biggest compliment I can give it. I knew Keepo was going to be good. I knew I would love it, but I didn't know it would turn into one of my new favorite shows. If you haven't watched it yet, click off this video after liking and subscribing, mind you, and go watch Keepo and the Wonder Beast. 2020 really looks like it's going to be a breath of new air for animation, and there is a lot to look forward to. The end of Steven Universe, a new season of DuckTales, Not You, and many, many more things. And I can't wait to watch it all. I hope we don't get bombed.